Good morning, children. How are you all? Today I am going to tell another poem of Robert Frost. Before I tell the poem, let me just ask a few questions to you. Just imagine it's so hot, and then you suddenly see there are clouds and you go and stand and a small drizzle of water will touch your body. How do you feel? It's really very pleasant. When you go to temple, the priest, after they performing the prayers and all, he'll bless you with a sprinkle of water. Why I am saying this is Robert Frost, basically a religious Christian, writes about how certain small things will bring a lot of impact in your life. So in this poem, Dust of Snow, he wants to convey that how the poet, who was quite depressed, will come back to his normal self and leads a happy life. It is only because of the way a crow brings a sudden change of mood in him by giving a small shower of dust particles of snow. Let me read the poem for you. All of you, be very attentive. Listen to me very attentively, but close your books. Listen very carefully. I'll be asking you questions. The way a crow shook down on me the dust of snow from a hemlock tree has given my heart a change of mood and saved some part of a day I had ruined. I'll read again. Listen very carefully. The way a crow shook down on me the dust of snow from a hemlock tree has given my heart a change of mood and saved some part of a day I had ruined. Did you get any kind of idea about the poem when I was reading? What are the things you see here? It is about a crow, the poem. It is about the crow, and then dust of snow, then hemlock tree, and very important, the heart of the poem, the whale. So, and also you can take a change of mood. Let me give you line by line explanation. The very important point in the poem is the way. It is the benedictory way. Here the way is benedictory way. As I told you, when you go, especially I told you that Robert Frost was a poet of Christianity, religion. He talks about the benediction. When you commit any sin or crime, you go and just tell this to the priest, who in turn will sprinkle the holy water of the Christ in order to remove all the crimes or the sins that you have committed. So that water you call as or the process, the hypothesis that is done over here is nothing but the benediction. Benediction is the utterance of a blessing, especially at the end of a religious service. The way a crow. So in the first line, the poet is going to tell you about the way how the crow has changed the mood of the poet. Usually, what do you understand when it comes to a crow? Crow usually is considered to be a bad omen, a symbol of death. Crow is a bad omen and also a symbol of death. In the Indian mythology, it refers to the manes of the dead as well as the god of death, Emma. As a bird, it is also a symbol of life in the poem. So two meanings it conveys over here. What? A crow. One is death, a bad omen, and at the same time, it also gives a feeling that it is a life. In the second line, shook down on me. So what he is telling here, the poet is telling that shook down means when the crow it happened to come and sit on the branch of a tree which is fully covered with snow as it is winter season, and the way it just shook its wings, it gave a small shower of or a drizzle of snow on him. What is it? Dust of snow. Dust is nothing but the small, minute, tiny particles of snow. Shook on me. On me here it is the poet. Who is me here? It is the narrator himself, the speaker himself, the poet. What he is telling, the way a crow shook down on me the dust of snow from a hemlock tree. I also told you that hemlock tree and a crow both are considered to be bad. But here it has brought a kind of change of mood in the poet who was standing over there and thinking of ending his life, committing a suicide. So what he is telling, that he was standing under a hemlock tree. Hemlock tree is a tree that is a poisonous one and it bears white flowers. So it is telling that these 4 lines, it is telling that the poet is quite upset, sad, sorrowful because he has committed a sin or a crime and he was standing over there in order to kill himself. But something miraculous happened. Sometimes it happens like that. So the crow has showered the dust of snow, and that dust of snow, the way the crow showered it, has given my heart. My heart means whose heart? The poet's heart. Whose heart it is? The poet's heart. A change of mood. What it has given? A change of mood. That means from a sad mood to he has come back to a normal mood. And saved some part of a day I had ruined. So here the manner of how a crow sprinkled water or the dust of snow on him under a hemlock tree both indicates death. Hemlock tree as well as crow indicate the death. But here the way it has sprinkled the water on him has shows or depicts that it has forgiven. The God has forgiven him with the sin that he had committed. Okay. Now, in the third line, we will be coming to know, has given my heart. What has given my heart? That a small shower or a drizzle of snow. And here, the dust symbolizes both death and birth. The dust symbolizes death and birth. In the fourth line, when you see that, it will be telling or it will be making us to understand that hemlock tree. What did I say? Hemlock tree? It is a poisonous tree with small white flowers. Okay. It also, what also? The hemlock tree also goes for death, symbolizes death. But as a tree with white flowers refers to life. So I told you this tree is a poisonous tree, but it is bearing white flowers. That indicates that it also a life giver. And the poet goes to the poisonous tree, hemlock tree, in order to die. Why did he go near the hemlock tree? He wanted to, with a wish that he wanted to die. Then in lines 5 and 6, the sprinkle of snow by the 6 has given my heart a change of mood. Here, the poet says that the sprinkle of snow by the crow revived the poet's spirits. There is a rejuvenation of hope and will to live, which shows that the change of mood of the poet. The lines 7 and 8, that is, unsaved, some part of a day I have rued. Here, he conveys that the rest of the day was saved for the poet from the sorrow of repentance. The crow on the tree saved him from his sin. And can you guess who the special one is? A crow that is rued, regretted, repented. Before I conclude the poem, let me go with the theme of the poem. Before I conclude the poem, I'll give you the theme of the poem. The poet commits some sin or crime. He regrets very seriously about it and even wishes to commit suicide for getting rid of his sorrow. But miraculously, he is forgiven and saved by some mysterious power and goes back to live his normal life. Life and death are skillfully interwoven into the symbols of the poem. The poem has religious overtones. Now children, I hope you all understood the poem. Let me ask you some questions. How far you understood the poem? This poem presents a movement that seems simple but has a larger significance. And here there is one quotation which is given by Robert Frost. Always, always a large significance. A little thing touches a larger thing. What a beautiful saying it is. Now, let me test you all. What is a dust of snow? Can any one of you give me the answer? Yeah, very good. Dust of snow is small particles of snow. What does the poet say has changed his mood? The poet says that the way a crow sprinkled dust of snow on him has changed his mood and brought him back to his normal self from a sorrowful mood or a depressive mood. Very good. Usually, when they want to tell anything about birds or trees, they take the beautiful birds like the peacock, the parrot, such kind of birds. Bird, a crow used in a poem. But here the poet uses a crow in order to tell us that a simple thing can change the mood of anybody. And it is that the natural elements can pardon you like crow. And again, do you know the meaning of a hemlock tree? Or can you say what is a hemlock tree? Tushar? Yes, hemlock tree is a poisonous tree with white flowers, and it also symbolizes death. Very good. And here he did not mention about the beautiful trees like oak or maple or a pine, but he used a hemlock tree. What do the crow and hemlock represent? Joy or sorrow? One way it represents sorrow, at the same time, as natural elements, they give us life too. Now children, did you understand the poem? It's so beautifully told by Robert Frost. I'll read the poem again for you. The way a crow shook down on me the dust of snow from a hemlock tree has given my heart a change of mood and saved some part of a day I had rued. Rued here, the meaning of the rued is regretted. What is the meaning of? I'll just review the poem, give you the gist of the poem. In stanza 1, it speaks about the forgiveness of the poet obtained from the world of death with the crow as its head. Here he says the way, the benedictory way or a manner, a crow, an unknown crow, how it not only considered in the West but also in the East as the symbol of death. It refers to the manes of the dead as well as the god of death, Emma, in the Indian mythology. As a bird, it is also a symbol of life in the poem. And then you can say that the poet who had committed a sin and he wanted to get rid of his sorrow, standing under a hemlock tree, a poisonous tree, which also symbolizes death, was pardoned by natural priest, that is a crow. While how it shook down on me means on the poet Robert Frost, sprinkled the snow as an act of grace on the poet who is below the hemlock tree. And here, the dust of snow, I'll give you the meaning of it. That is a small drizzle or shower of snow. And here again, thus symbolizes both death and birth. Snow represents the winter season. The snow indicates that the season is a winter season, which also symbolizes again death and rebirth. Hemlock tree. Let us just have a glance on hemlock tree. A tree of poison with white flowers. It is a symbol of death. I'll just give you a small information to you about Socrates. I think you all know, a great philosopher. Socrates died by drinking it when he was in the prison. But as a tree with white flowers, it is also a powerful symbol of life. The poet retires to the poison tree with a wish to die, but comes back redeemed and alive. Now let us come to the stanza 2. It speaks about the redemption of the poet and his getting saved. The sprinkling of the snow by the crow revived the poet's spirits. There was a rejuvenation of hope and will to live, effecting the change in his earlier mood. And the rest of the day was saved. What did you understand by this line? The rest of the day was saved for the poet from the sorrow of repentance. The crow on this tree, which tree? Hemlock tree, very good. Saved him. Who the special crow was? Is anybody's guess? Rude, regretted, repented. During the earlier part of the day, he really reeled under the burden of repentance. And now he was feeling very happy that half day of him was saved from his repentance.